Hey guys, all right, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn Spanish. Vamos a aprender español hoy. But what are we going to be talking about specifically? Just Spanish, or are we going to be talking about to be? So a lot of people are confused about what to be means. And so I can say like, I be Jonathan, right? No, I can't say I be Jonathan. It almost sounds like a command form or something. Like, I'm going to be Jonathan. No, we say I am, right? You are, he is. And that's what to be refers to. In Spanish, we have two verbs, ser and estar. So let me go ahead and show you guys this board here. So, first of all, we have to remember what these are. Yo, tú, él, ella, it, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Remember, it is actually English, right? Because in Spanish, we don't use the word it as a subject pronoun. As a direct object pronoun, yeah, you can use it that way, but we are not going to talk about that in this video. Anyway, the reason why it is right here is because sometimes it does a verb, or it be cool, right? But you don't say it be cool, you say it is cool. And so that's why we have to have it here, because we're going to take that into consideration when we're trying to figure out who is doing the verb and what conjugation of the verb we need to use. If it is doing the verb, if we're going to talk about estar, then it'll be está. For example, I say, the water is hot. It is hot. Está caliente. Or um, it is a square. Es un cuadrado. Es un cuadrado. Okay, so, but let's talk about to be, okay? What does to be mean? Well, first of all, we can't have this, I be driving, but that's to be. But what do we say? We say, I am driving. Then what about she be talking really fast? We don't say she be talking really fast. We say she is talking really fast. And then what about this one? We be fine. No, we say we are fine. Those are all from the same verb, to be. That's right. English has conjugations as well. Not very many, but there are a few of them with the verb to be. You guys be hilarious. You guys are hilarious. They be funny. They are funny. And so in English, you would essentially have, like if I were to have this like to be, and then it would be like ser or estar in Spanish. You'd be am, and then after that you'd have are, and then you'd have is, or sorry, I meant to say are. So I am, we are, you are, or we'd have you guys are, or we'd have he is, or she is, or it is, and then finally we would have they are. So that's what it would look like in English. These are the conjugations for the verb to be in English, right? And we could put lines here so it kind of looks the same as those ones over there. So those are the conjugations for the verb to be in English. A lot of people don't realize this. We just think that am, is, and are completely different verbs, but they're not. They all come from the same verb, to be. In Spanish, there are two verbs, ser and estar. And of course, they all have their conjugations, 6 of them each. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty easy. Yo estoy, tú estás, él está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis if you're in Spain, ellos están, or ustedes están if you're in Latin America. And then yo soy, tú eres, él es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son, nosotros, or ustedes son. So when do we use estar and when do we use ser? And that's the tricky part that a lot of people get confused on, but it's actually pretty easy, and I just want to point this out. Most teachers, they teach it with this acronym. Maybe you guys have seen this. The acronym that most teachers use is doctor is for ser and place is for estar. So let's break this down a little bit more. Okay. So right here, doctor, ser, place, estar. So doctor stands for date, occupation, characteristic, time, origin, relation. So the date, for whatever reason, we express the date using the verb ser. Es el 29 de septiembre. It is, see, there's it. Remember how it is right here, the lower left hand. And so we're using the verb ser, we say es. In English, we have to say it. It is. Es. We leave it out in Spanish. We simply say es. Es el 29 de septiembre. It is September 29th. Occupation. Yo soy doctor. I am a doctor. What would it be if I said you are a doctor? It would be tu. So it's a tu form, middle on the left. Ser, middle on the left. Eres. Tu eres doctor. You are a doctor. Also for characteristics, like you are intelligent or you are short or tall. Says tu eres alta means you are tall. Tu eres baja means you are short. And time, es la una. Es la una. It is 1 o'clock. Son las dos. Son las tres. Son las cuatro. Son las 4:30. All right. Origin, where you are from. Yo soy de California. Tu eres de México. Somos de Guatemala. Relation. Ella es mi mamá. Or somos novios. We are boyfriend and girlfriend. Somos novios. She is my mom. Ella es mi mamá. All right. So what about estar? Place. And so it's position, location, action, condition, emotion. Estoy sentado. I am sitting. Estamos en la cafetería. We are in the cafeteria. Estoy cantando. I am singing. So this is a verb. Estoy cantando. It's what you are doing. And so it can be anything. So that's an action. Therefore, estar. Condition. La sopa está caliente. The soup is hot. Estoy feliz. Emotion. And so we can say that estar tends to be non-permanent and ser tends to be permanent. Of course, there are some exceptions to this because this is the way that I teach it. I don't tend to remember these because that's a lot to remember, and I'm not really a big acronym person. Acronyms, they work sometimes, but only when it simplifies things. To me, this is kind of overly complicated. But hey, if you like it, there it is. That's why I put it on this video. And actually, I'm going to put this on the next. I'm going to put this on the next board. Let's go over here. That way I have more room. So this is the way I teach it. I teach it this way. Ser tends to be permanent and estar tends to be non-permanent. Now that's easier to remember for me than remembering doctor and place and what all those letters mean. And it's easy for me to remember that ser tends to be permanent with the exception of time. And you might say with the exception of dates as well, right? Because a date, you would think that a date or a time, like they're moving, right? Because time is constantly moving. Well, if you can remember that ser includes dates and times, then pretty much from there, you can remember that anything that's permanent, you're going to do ser. And then estar tends to be non-permanent. There are some exceptions, like estamos casados means we are married. You would think that would be like a permanent thing because if like a job or, a job title or an occupation, that's considered to be ser. You would think that being married would also be ser, but it's not. It's estar. So we have to remember. And also being dead, está muerto. For whatever reason, we say está. And so these are the exceptions. The only other exception would be with location. Location, because remember, location right here is technically for estar. And that would be like a non-permanent thing. We are in the cafeteria. Well, we're not going to be in the cafeteria forever. So it's non-permanent. I'm not permanently in the cafeteria. See how that works? It's easier for me to remember permanent versus non-permanent. But if you're talking about a building, el edificio, well, that's probably not going to move anytime soon. Either way, it's still going to be estar because it's a location. And so this is how I remember it. I just remember that ser tends to be permanent and estar tends to be non-permanent. And then I try to remember that time is used with ser, and being married and being dead is used with estar. And other than that, like, everything is pretty easy to remember. So it basically boils down to just remembering these conjugations and remembering that estar is for things that are non-permanent, like your feelings, right? Your feelings are non-permanent. I can be happy right now, and then later on, I'm not happy, right? Or vice versa. Or with ser, like what I am, that's like a permanent thing. Like who I am Jonathan. Well, that's permanent. So I use soy Jonathan. Yo soy Jonathan. See how easy it is? It's not hard at all. It's just remembering these. The good news about remembering these conjugations is ser and estar are very frequently used verbs in Spanish. You use them all the time. And so that's what's going to help you remember them. So I think that's all I wanted to teach about that. We can do a little exercise though. Let's do a little exercise and let's see how well you guys do. Un momento, por favor. Okay, I'm going to put this on this board here. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. Ser versus estar. Use ser or estar to finish the sentences on emotions and attributes. Follow the model. El balón, question mark, blanco. So we have to use ser or estar. Basically, we're going to say the ball is white. The ball is white. El balón. So is if you have a white ball, is that a permanent attribute of the ball, or is it like a temporary thing? Yeah, it's a permanent thing. Okay, it's an attribute that the ball has. It's a white ball. Therefore, you use ser. And the ball can only be replaced by which one of these subject pronouns? Is it yo, tú, él, ella, it, usted? Well, it's a ball, so it's going to be it. That would be es. La pelota es blanca. But I think we used a different word for ball, which was balón. And so it'd be el balón es blanco. You can say pelota also means ball. Balón, ball. Like baloncesto means basketball, right? La pelota, el balón. Okay. So that was the model, the example that they gave us here. They, meaning me, because I wrote this. Anyway, but mi papá, question mark, de mal humor. What does it mean to be de mal humor? It means to be like in a bad mood, right? Estás de mal humor. Tú estás de mal humor. You are in a bad mood. Or mejor no hablarle. Está de mal humor. It's better not to talk to him. It's in a bad mood. So what are we going to do here? Mi papá. Which one of these is mi papá? Is it yo, tú, él, ella, it, usted? One of these ones? It's going to be él, right? Mi papá or tu papá. Papá in general is the third person singular. Él. So which one of these do I have to use? Being in a bad mood, is that a permanent thing or a non-permanent thing? Yeah, it's a non-permanent thing. Estar. And it's the lower left-hand corner. So está. Mi papá está de mal humor. Okay, so we go, mi papá está de mal humor. And then what about this next one? Mi mamá Hold on, let me put these answers over here. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna rush through these ones. I'm not gonna be flipping back and forth. Mi mamá blank muy bonita. So being very pretty, muy bonita, is that a permanent thing or is it like an attribute? Or I mean, I meant to say, is it a permanent thing like an attribute or is it a condition that's changing? Look, attributes are always going to be permanent things. If she's pretty, she's just pretty, okay? Mi mamá es. Ella es muy bonita. She is very pretty. Es. Okay? Muy bien. And you might be thinking like, well, yeah, but you can like, be ugly in the morning and you're like, ah, and then you go and you put your makeup on or whatever, brush your teeth, and all of a sudden you're pretty again, right? And there's some truth to that. And you could say like, ah, estás bonita. And that means like you look pretty right now. And so it does change the meaning a little bit. But anyway, number two is going to be ser. Es bonita. Es muy bonita. It's a characteristic. So, mi hermano y yo blank contentos hoy. My brother and I are content today. Hoy means today. We are content today. So that is going to be a non-permanent thing because it's an emotion. Mi hermano y yo estamos contentos hoy. Estamos contentos hoy. All right. El profesor blank flexible con sus estudiantes. The professor is flexible with his students. And so that's a characteristic. Él es flexible. It's a characteristic. When somebody is a flexible teacher, it's like a characteristic about that person. Okay. And so a lot of these, it just requires a little bit of exposure and getting used to it, but that's the way it works. So, el viejo blank un hombre triste. The old man, el viejo means old, and you can call somebody an old man by saying el viejo. You don't have to say el hombre viejo. You can, but you don't have to. El viejo be a sad man. So if somebody is a sad man, that's different from being emotionally sad right now. Now it sounds more like it's a permanent attribute. And so it's going to be es. El viejo es un hombre triste. All right. And then we have number 6. Yo blank triste porque mi mamá blank enojada. I am sad. Triste means sad because my mom is mad. So being sad and being mad, those are non-permanent emotions. So we say, yo estoy triste porque mi mamá está enojada. I am sad because my mom is mad. Mi mamá, my mom is tired. Cansada. My mom is tired. Cansada. That's a non-permanent thing, right? She can rest and then she won't be tired anymore. Mi mamá está cansada. Now we have la chica be very guapa. What does guapa mean? Yeah, guapa means, well, it depends on how you want it. Basically, it means pretty. It's another way of saying pretty. So in Spanish, you can say bonita, hermosa, guapa. And there's a lot of synonyms in English for those words too. You can say like attractive or good looking. You can say she's hot, So pick your word, whatever you want to say. Cute. You can say cute. Okay. So la chica blank muy guapa. The girl is very attractive. La chica es muy guapa. Es. It's a permanent attribute. All right. And then we have el árbitro is a happy man. So if you're calling somebody a happy man, then it's going to be a permanent attribute. S. Muy bien, todos. Gracias por ver este video. 我是你的西班牙语老师. Just joking. Okay. Anyway, go ahead and put your comments down below. I'll put in a little exercise for you guys to do in the questions. Hasta luego.